Welcome back to Contemporary Black Voices, and today's segment is about the Donald Trump conviction outcome. And before we get started, before we continue on, we want to say thank you to our producers, Carl Booker and Linnell Taylor, who put the show on for us each week. You got something to say?
No, I'm raising them up.
Okay. Classroom teacher, so when I see you doing something, you got something to say. So anyway, now we want to make a special acknowledgement to these blue cups that you probably seen on our last segment around the feet, around our feet. It is supposed to be 100 degrees out here in San Antonio, Texas, and we're just trying to stay cool. Okay, so we have some slushes, some what else they call snow.
Daiquiris.
Well, they don't have daiquiris.
I'm not drinking though.
But we're just trying to stay cool. We're just trying to stay cool. So going back to our last piece
The
about
cool is really different.
Cool.
Go ahead.
so going
Like
back to our
COOL.
back to our last piece about we were talking about Reaganomics.
Mm-hmm.
Who
Right.
wants to start?
No, I'll start.
Okay, go ahead.
So Reagan wouldn't even be able to get a nomination for the GOP if he were here today. So but yeah, when we talk about Reaganomics, we talk about the trickle-down economics, right? And so Chris had mentioned about trickle-down economics and the economic policy and how it never righted itself. But and even back then, you see Republicans that are willing to cut off their nose to spite their face because they're willing to support cuts to housing and food stamps and all kind of government programs because they think it's going to affect black folks, even though they're the majority of the people who benefit from these programs. So in this country, again, it's always been about race. Trump has given them permission to be openly racist.
Well, I'm a Democrat, okay? But we are some wussies, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, we're not. We've seen this from the time. What year was Reagan president?
80.
Okay, 80. So 40 years. We have continued to say, okay, boss, you know it's okay. We gonna do this. It's gonna be okay. And we've always been saying it's gonna be okay. We don't want to put a leader in place. We don't want to say if you do this, this is what we're gonna do. Okay. We haven't done any of those type of things. We're just like tree huggers, you know. We think everything's gonna be okay and whatever, and we keep getting our ass kicked.
But and again, you know, hey man, I know this is not a popular. It's not gonna be popular, but it's on us. You know what I mean? We saw the writing on the wall a long time ago with immigration, and so this influx of immigration from South America, Mexico, Central America. You know, they were coming in and they were taking the jobs that we traditionally had, right? The jobs that were on the lower scale economically. And so again, if they're taking those jobs and we're not moving up the scale to take jobs that are higher on the pay scale or whatever, then we just left out, right? So we haven't committed ourselves to that. We also have to, in addition to us not committing ourselves to put ourselves in a position to move up the rung so that we're still comfortable if they take those service jobs or labor jobs, just look at the stuff we support. You know what I mean? I was listening to the radio, the satellite radio. I have the Amazon Mute, whatever, and I was just listening to some of the lyrics. You know what I mean? And I was just thinking about some of the stuff that we actually glorify, some of the stuff we actually support.
You know, one of the things that I think that we do that we don't realize that we do, when we allow these things to happen, and the example that America has given to the rest of the world, to me, Israel, the Germans under Hitler, and so forth, have all followed the model that America has done to black folks as to how they're able to do this thing to other folks. If America's been able to get away with it, then
We can too.
they can too. And they're doing that over and over in different places around the world, and we don't see that because we are complicit in allowing that to happen, we are affecting our people all around the world in the same way that has affected us.
And again, it's on us. It's what we glorify.
And you know, until we understand the power of knowing our history, you got to know our history from all angles and understand the strength that was exhibited in our past and how we can use that strength now. It's a scary thing, you know, and this kind of off the deep end, but I'm looking at the prom pictures that we're seeing now. We've got mothers, I'm going to say mothers, really raising thoughts to go to these proms. I'm seeing the
Raising what?
thoughts, them hoes over there.
Oh, okay.
THOTS.
And so we're, you know, we've got a segment of the population that Harriet Tubman would definitely have left behind, to where you got these mothers who are allowing their daughters to go out half naked or basically naked to a prom.
And I've seen so many, I've seen so many prom pictures where they're having the young man who's taking these young women out are holding guns.
Standing behind Ferraris and stuff.
I seen that one too. I'm like, what? You know what I mean? What, you know?
So we got this mentality in the Black community to where we've got some thoughtish thoughts,
and thuggish thoughts.
thuggish thoughts,
Yeah.
where we're allowing our kids to carry on their tradition.
But what was that word again?
Thought.
Okay.
That's the first time you heard thoughts.
Yeah.
Them hoes. And you got thoughts. And what's the other one? Yeah, 504s.
Oh,
I'll let
yeah.
you think about that one.
Uh-oh.
304.
304.
304.
I'm thinking about education right now. but we've got, so we're going to have to leave those folks behind and really recenter our strength and energy into a group into the group in the Black community who can help save us, protect us.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, this guy, if he gets elected, you already know who he is. You already know his personality. He's coming for everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody who he ever thought crossed him or didn't support him, and he's coming no holds barred. This will be the last time he could be elected, so he's gonna let it all hang out.
So you think Tim Scott is afraid to not support him?
Tim Scott is a coon. I mean, like I said, there's
He's a
people.
what?
He's a coon.
Oh.
There are people. I mean, he's one of the ones that
I want to make sure
are
you didn't say
comfortable. No, he's one of the ones who are comfortable in a world of white supremacy.
What about, what's his name, Larry Elder?
Larry Elders,
Yeah.
You think he's comfortable?
probably.
Look, when it comes down
And-
to it,
and-
and they
and-
see them as far as black, okay, they ain't gonna know that their name is Tim Scott or another. They
Right.
go with the rest of us, you know, whatever. And so
But that's the lesson they're gonna have to learn.
that's the lesson they're gonna learn.
You know what I'm saying? They think they're gonna be right there trying to hucklebuck and shuck and everything and all up in their face, and they're gonna tell them to get their black ass over there.
So do you think he's going to jail, going to prison?
No.
What about you?
This judge so far has
I like
played
him.
it straight and narrow. It'll be hard to justify somebody with 34 felony counts not getting any
Right.
jail time. That's gonna be hard.
And I to believe that I want him to go to prison. I want Judge Juan, what's his name, Marshawn?
Marshawn.
Marshawn to make an example out of him. And he needs to go over to Rikers. You know, he needs he need to go to the Gucci prison down in Florida.
He can't.
You know, but he needs to
Yes,
go.
it's New York.
He needs to go on over to Rikers Island, okay, and he needs to spend time over there with his Secret Service folks, okay, because if they send him home to put an ankle bracelet on him,
Right.
he's going to be calling up McDonald's every day and watching Netflix.
Well, that might be the best thing for him. Let him eat himself to death on McDonald's.
Let me say this. He's talking his way right now into a jail
Into
cell.
jail.
Well,
yeah.
let's just open the door. Oh, hold the
He's
door
talking
wide
his
open.
way into it. Okay,
I mean,
if I were
yeah.
him, I would kind of be cool so that he could stay
Right.
out of jail.
Right.
Okay, but he's talking himself into jail.
You know, I mean, for a case like this, it is not unheard of to get 1 year for each count.
Good.
That's
It's
not unheard
34
of.
years.
Honestly, if he was any other skin color,
No, he'd been in jail right now.
he'd be in jail right now because he wouldn't have got bond, and he would be facing 34 years in prison.
So let's just see. Come on, Judge. We got you. We got you. We got you. And with that being said, we are going to go ahead and close out our segment today about Donald Trump and his 34 felony counts of what is it? Money laundering, money.
Campaign finance violation.
Yes.
Yes.
And with that being said, we want to thank you for listening to our conversations here on Contemporary Black Voices, where we tell our stories our way.